My dear students, today I am going to discuss equations of motion with respect to gravity, with respect to acceleration due to gravity. This is for class 9. This is continuation from my previous video which I discussed 2 days ago. Okay, now before we go to numerical problems, let me explain what is the meaning of this G, acceleration due to gravity. Now, suppose a body is falling freely downward, vertically downward. When a body is falling freely vertically downward, it acquires acceleration. That means every second its velocity increases. So it has acceleration which is positive. Why positive? Because every second its velocity increases. Now conversely, when a body is thrown vertically upward, when a body is moving vertically upward, its velocity every second decreases by a constant quantity. Why its velocity decreases? Because it is being pulled by Earth's gravity downward. When a body is falling freely vertically downwards, it is pulled by Earth's gravity, therefore its speed increases. The opposite case, when the body is moving upward, vertically upward, because of the pull by Earth's gravity, its velocity gradually decreases. So it acquires acceleration which is negative, that means retardation. So remember, while having free fall, a body acquires acceleration which is positive, and while moving vertically upward, a body acquires acceleration which is negative. Negative acceleration is retardation. All right. Now this acceleration is due to Earth's gravity, therefore it is called acceleration due to gravity, and this is symbolized by the letter G. All right. Now scientists have found out the value of the average value of G is 9.81 meter per second square. The average value of G, why average? Because on Earth's surface at different positions, at different locations, the value of G is different. So which you will learn in the chapter of gravitation in class 9. All right. So this is the average value of G, 9.81 meter per second square. Now for calculation purpose, we take to be approximately 10. So 10 meter per second square. Now in exam, when you do numerical problems, you will use whichever value is given in the question, this or this, it will be mentioned in the question. Okay. Now let us go and discuss some numerical problems. Now for these numerical problems, you will have to use these three equations of motion with respect to gravity. Now general equations of motion are these three: V equal to U plus AT, S equal to UT plus half AT square, V square minus E square equal to twice AS. Now the same tree has changed a bit. So in place of A, which is acceleration, we put Z, that is acceleration due to gravity. And in place of S, we put H, that means height from which a body comes down, or height up to which a body goes up. All right. So these two changes. In place of A, we write Z, and in place of S, we write H. So we are going to use these three equations for numerical problems. Okay. All right. Now let us see the first problem. All right. Now consider a body. Dropped from a certain height, and it reaches the ground after 3 seconds. So a body is dropped from a certain height. Now when you drop a body from a certain height, its initial velocity is 0, because before coming down, the body was at rest. So when a body is dropped, its initial velocity is always 0. So for this problem, U equal to 0. All right. So a body is dropped from a certain height, so U equal to 0. All right. And in 3 seconds, time is 3. In 3 seconds, it hits the ground. So this body is dropped from a certain height. It dropped from a certain height, and in 3 seconds it hits the ground. Now we have to find out the final velocity. What is the final velocity with which the body hits the ground? So this is the question. You see, a body is dropped from a certain height, so u equal to 0, and in 3 seconds it hits the ground. In 3 seconds it hits the ground. So time is 3. Now you have to find the velocity with which it hits the ground. That means you have to find the final velocity v, and of course g will be here minus 10. So acceleration due to gravity, g will be here plus 10. While coming down, velocity gradually increases, so positive acceleration. So next, when we discuss body going up, it will be negative acceleration. So g will be minus 10. Now for calculation, as I told you, we are taking value of g to be approximately 10. Now you see, these three are known and this is unknown. Now we choose the formula containing these three, as I said in my previous video, u, t, v, z. So this first formula. So we will use the first formula, v equal to u plus gt. All right. Now we have to find out v. So v equal to u. U is 0 plus g is 10, t is 3. All right. T is given 3. Just therefore v, what you get, 30. SI unit is meters, so 30 meters. This is the value of v. So with what velocity the body hits the ground? 30 meter per second. 30 meter per second. So this is the answer. Is it clear? So you see, when you get any numerical problem in exam, first of all you note down. So read the question carefully, note down what things are known and what is unknown. In this problem you see u is known, t is known, g is known. Only unknown thing v. Now these four letters are present in this formula, in this equation. So use that equation and simply put the value and calculate. That is the method, you see. Okay, now let us see the second problem. So again, a body is dropped from a certain height. A body is dropped from a certain height, so u equal to 0. Again, a body is dropped from a certain height, so u equal to 0. Then since it is dropped coming down, g will be obviously plus 10. All right. Then in 3 seconds it hits the ground. So this is a question, you see. A body is dropped from a certain height, so u equal to 0. In 3 seconds it hits the ground. So the body comes down and in 3 seconds it hits the ground. Now you have to find out from what height it was dropped. So h equal to what? So a body is dropped from a certain height. In 3 seconds it hits the ground. All right. So question is from what height it was dropped. That means you have to find h. So h equal to question mark. Again you see these four things, these three are known, this is known, this is known, this is known, only unknown this. So which formula will use, which equation? First equation, isn't it? So again let us see the first equation. So v equal to u plus gt. V equal to u plus, no. These four are present not in the first one, u, z, t, h, u, z, t, the second one, not the first one. Not the first one. So this is the thing, most important part, choosing the right equation. So these four letters are present in this equation, second one. So we'll use the second one, h equal to ut plus half gt square. You followed? Now we have to find h. So we'll continue. U is 0. U is 0. So 0 into t. 0 into t will be 0. Because u is 0, isn't it? Half into z. Z is 10. Now t. T is what? 3. 3 square. Alright. So this is 0. So half into 10, 5. 5 into 3 square, 9. That means 45. 45 meter. This is the height of the height from which the body was dropped. All right. So the body was dropped from a height of what? 45 meters. So we have to find h, and these three are known. So these four letters are present in this equation. We choose the right equation and put the value and calculate. You follow? That is the method. Okay, let us see the third one. the third question. Again, so first of all, I am discussing bodies dropped. That means coming vertically downward. Next, I'll discuss bodies going upward. Now, this is also a body coming down. So U equal to 0. So this is another question where a body is dropped from a certain height. So it is dropped from a certain height. So z equal to plus 10. All right. And the body hits the ground with a velocity of 30. So that is the final velocity, 30 meter per second. So these three things are known, given. So I see the question, a body is dropped from a certain height, so obviously U equal to 0. And then G will be plus 10 always, isn't it? Then it is given the body hits the ground with this velocity. This is the final velocity with which the body hits the ground. The final velocity with which the body hits the ground. All right. The body hits the ground with what velocity? 30. So it hits the ground with 30 meter per second velocity. Now the question is, yes, what is the height? Height is what? So height, what is the height from which the body was dropped? So the body was dropped from a certain height, U equal to 0, Z is this, and with this velocity, 30 meter per second, it hits the ground. So that is a final velocity. So you have to find height from which it was dropped. Now these four letters present where? In this third equation, you see U, Z, H, 30. So we'll use the third equation. So V square minus U square equal to 2ZH. All right. Now put the value. V is 30. So 30 square minus U square. U is 0. 0 square is 0. 2 into Z. Z is 10 into H. So this H you have to find out. All right. So 20H equal to 30 square. That means 900. Therefore, H equal to 900 by 20. So this solving equation. So do not make mistake in the calculation. All right. So 20H equal to 30 square. 30 square is 900. So what do you get? 45. H equal to 45 meter. So this is the height of the. This is the height from which the body was dropped down. I followed. So again I say, so write what is given, what is to be found, use the right equation, put the value, calculate. That is the method. I followed. Okay, this was the third one. Now let us see the fourth one. So this is also a case of a body dropped from a certain height. All right. So a body dropped from a certain height. Okay, again a body is dropped from a certain height, therefore U equal to 0. When a body is dropped from a certain height, always U equal to 0. So that is one thing known. All right. Then in what time will it reach the ground? So that is the question. So Z equal to plus 10. So here you have to find T. Here you have to find T. It is dropped from a certain height. Height is given 45 meter. Yes, height is given 45 meter. 45 meter. Yes. So what is given in the question? See the question. A body is dropped from a height of 45 meter. From a height of 45 meter, it was dropped. So H is known, 45 meter. Then since a body is dropped, U is known, 0. Z is obviously always plus 10, isn't it? Now you have to find out the time in which it hits the ground. So the body is dropped from a height of 45, then it comes down and hits the ground. So in what time? That time you have to find out. So T equal to what? All right. Now UZTH. So which equation? UZTH, this one, second one. So we use the second formula, H equal to UT plus half ZT square. All right. Now H is given 45. 45 equal to U. U is 0. So 0 into T, obviously it will be 0. Plus half Z is 10. T square. Now this T you have to find out. It is unknown. t square as it is because t is unknown. Now u is 0, so 0 into t 0. Now 45 equal to, this is 5t square, 5t square. That means t square equal to 9, t square equal to 9. So this gives what? T equal to 3 seconds. This is the answer. So put the value, calculate 5t square 45. So t square will be 45 by 5, 9. So t equal to root 9, that is 3 seconds. So this is the answer. So I think you have got the idea. You have learned the method how to do it. So next I am going to discuss bodies thrown upward, moving upward. Okay. All right. Again a few problems, numerical problems to see how these equations can be used. Okay. Yes. Now suppose this question. Now this time z will be always negative. For these questions z will be minus 10, negative, because body going up, negative acceleration. Now the first question is this: a body is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second. So that is u equal to 40 meter per second. So it is given a body is thrown vertically upward with what velocity? 40 meter per second. So this is the initial velocity u. All right. Now z equal to minus 10. Z equal to minus 10, obviously. All right. Then the question is, after 4 seconds, what will be its velocity? After 4 seconds, what will be its velocity? See the question again. A body is thrown vertically upward with this velocity, 40 meter per second. So that is the initial velocity. Now g is minus 10, obviously. Now after 4 seconds, what will be its velocity? Find the velocity after 4 seconds. Now you say UZTV. So the first equation, that is v equal to u plus zt. So put the value, v equal to u. U is what? 45. No, u is 40. U is 40 plus z. Now z is minus 10. So negative within bracket into t. T is what? 4. So what do you get? 40 minus 40. So velocity is 0. So after 4 seconds, the body velocity 0. That means it has stopped. That is the maximum height. So when a body is going up at maximum height, it will stop. So velocity will become 0. That means the body has reached maximum height. So velocity is 0. So after 4 seconds, what is the velocity? We found velocity 0. That means the body has reached maximum height. Is it clear? So this is the way. Okay, let us see the second problem. Let us see the second problem. Second question. So again, a body is thrown vertically upward. A body is thrown vertically upward with velocity 40 meter per second. So u equal to 40 meter per second. 40 meter per second. That is the initial velocity. The body is thrown vertically upward with this velocity 40 meter per second. So z is again minus 10. So this is how in exam, when you get the question, note down what things are given, what to find out. All right. Then so the question is, in what time it will reach the maximum height? The question is, in what time, after how many seconds it will reach the maximum height? Now when it reaches the maximum height, v will be 0. So that is known. So see the question again. A body is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second. In what time? In what time? We have to find t. In what time it will reach the maximum height? That means v becomes 0 at maximum height. So these three things are known. This is to find. So which formula now? UZVT. UZVT. So this one, first one again. So v equal to u plus zt. Okay. Now v is 0. U is 40 plus g is minus 10, and t, this t we have to find out this time. All right. So 0 equal to 40 minus 10t. 40 minus 10t. So 10t equal to 40. Therefore, t equal to what? 4 seconds. T equal to 4 seconds, isn't it? 10t 40. Yes. So in what time it will reach the maximum height? At maximum height, velocity becomes 0. So after how many seconds, or in what time? Yes, 4 seconds. So the body will reach maximum height after what second? 4 seconds. Is it clear? Okay, let us see the third problem, third numerical problem. Yes, again that a body is thrown vertically upward with a velocity 40 meter per second. So U equal to 40. A body is thrown vertically upward with velocity 40 meter per second. All right. So Z equal to minus 10. So that is obvious. All right. Then question is, how high will it rise? That means what height it will go. How high will it rise? So see the question again. A body is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second. How high will it rise? That means you have to find h. You have to find h. So how high will it rise? That means what is the maximum height? What is the maximum height it will reach? That is the question. Now since maximum height, obviously v will be 0. The final velocity will be 0. This is initial velocity. So final velocity is 0. Why? Because the body is supposed to reach the maximum height, isn't it? So these three things are known and this is unknown. Now think which formula to use. So look at those three. See which formula, which equation to use. UZHV. This one, UZHV, the third one. So V square minus U square equal to 2ZH. All right. So V square. Now this V you have to find out. V have to find. No, V is given 0. Sorry. U we have to find out. No, we have to find out H. So V is 0. So 0 square is 0 minus U. U is what? 40. 40 square equal to 2 into Z. Z is minus 10 and H you have to find out. So only unknown thing H. Other things are known. Okay. So this is 0. So minus 40 square. 40 square is 40 into 40 or 1600, isn't it? Equal to minus 20H. So both side minus you can cancel. So what is H equal to? 20 denominator, 40 into 40 numerator. So 40 into 40, 40 square, that is by 20. So what do you get? This so H equal to 80. Yes, 80 meter. This is the answer. All right. So how high will it rise? The question was how high will it rise? It will rise to a maximum height of 80 meter, at which velocity becomes 0. So this is the answer. So you see which formula we selected? This third formula. Okay. All right. So now let us see that. Yes, another. Let us see another. So again, a body is thrown vertically upward with initial velocity 40. So U equal to 40 meter per second. So in all this, we have used simple figures so that the concept becomes clear. If I use very large figures, decimal, fraction, so that it takes a lot of time in calculation, so you will be lost in calculation. Therefore, concept becomes unclear. So to learn a concept, always use simple figures. So to explain a concept, to learn a concept, always we must use simple figures so that you are not lost in calculation. If you use large figures, decimal figures, fraction figures, square, then students I see they are lost in the calculation and they forgot what was given and what is the aim to find out. Okay. Yeah. So U equal to 40. So this a body is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second. Okay. then in what time it will reach a height of 80 meter? Yes, now the question is, in what time it will reach a height of 80 meter? That is the question. So what is the question? See again, a body is thrown vertically upward with a velocity 40 meter per second. So that is the initial velocity. Now the question is, in what time, after how many seconds it will reach a height of 80 meter? After how many seconds it will reach a height of 80 meter? In what time it will reach a height of 80 meter? So U is known, T is known, T is not known, H is known, and obviously G is known. So this is known, this is known, this is known. Only this thing unknown. Okay, now which formula to choose? U, T, H, Z. U, T, H, Z. U, T, H, Z. This one. U, T, H, Z. Second one. So which formula we write? The second one. H equal to ut plus half gt square. All right. Now put the value h equal to 80 given equal to u. U is 40. So 40 into t. T you have to find out. Plus half z. Z is minus 10. G is minus 10. T square. Minus 10 t square. T square. All right. So 80 equal to 40t plus minus minus 5t square. So we have got an equation. We have got an equation containing what? T square. Now 80, 45. So let us simplify. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. So the numbers will be smaller. It will be better. If you divide by 5, which is a common factor, we get 16. 16 equal to 80 minus t square. So that means we get a quadratic equation. T square comes this side, 80 comes this side, minus 80, then plus 16, this is already there. Now you can factorize it by middle term method. Actually it is a perfect square. So it is a t minus 4 whole square. So if you factorize by middle term method, you will get t minus 4, t minus 4. And if you use perfect square formula, it is t minus 4 whole square, a minus b whole square, a square minus twice ab plus b square. So from here what we get? Yes, from here what we get? T equal to 4. T minus 4, now that thing, product of two things 0, therefore one of them must be 0. When product of two things 0, then one of them must be 0. So t minus 4 must be 0. 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 If t minus 4 is 0, what is t? T is what? 4. So 4 seconds. This is the answer. So we had to find out time. The question was, in what time it will reach a height of 80 meter? In what time it will reach a height of 80 meter? 4 seconds. Okay. So this is how you do simplify the equation. Now many students don't simplify. So find the common factor and divide. Then you get simple numbers. Then it becomes easier to calculate. Okay. That is the rule of equation. So finally we get t equal to 4. So I discussed today 8 numerical problems, 4 problems for g equal to plus 10 and 4 problems for g equal to minus 10. All right. So I hope you have learned the concept. Okay. All right. That is our for today. Thank you and good night.